All right, Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well through the scriptures. Peace to the 144,000 and the rest of the hopeful elect. And the brother Kaya. And this is the GMS Indianapolis in Indiana. And I'm going to just reply to this video, what you see on screen.
Video of the Israeli government holding a private convention here in the United States. One of the people in attendance at this secret meeting was Judith Varnai Shorer. She's a former Israeli consul general who was operating out of Atlanta. She was one of the main people saying that the biggest problem that they had was young black people in the United States. But don't worry, they've got some black leaders on the payroll.
Oh, they don't. Salakia, my bad.
Video of the Israeli government holding a private convention here in the United States. One of the people in attendance at this secret meeting was Judith Varnai Shorer. She's a former Israeli consul general who was operating out of Atlanta. She was one of the main people saying that the biggest problem that they had was young black people in the United States. But don't worry, they've got...
Right, but don't worry, they got some on the payroll. You know, meaning that when you see certain political, or not even political, but because in the so-called black community, their representatives are nine times out of 10 somebody in media. All right, same like back in the day when you had real political so-called black activists with PhDs and with professions, and like Dr. Martin Luther King, and back then and before all that, which the Most High wasn't using them people anyway. But to show you how far we've fallen as a nation from those type of people being the leaders of the so-called black race to people of the alphabet community being the leaders, quote unquote BLM, right? And then people in the sports entertainment. Case in point, former NBA star Amari Stoudemire, he spoke. He had a certain opinion about so-called black people in this situation, just like how she's describing.
Video of the Israeli government holding a private convention here in the United States. One of the people in it, black leaders on the payroll.
The major problem of Israel is with the young generation of the black community.
And why would she say the young generation? She say it's the young generation of the so-called black community. Why? Because, and it's just my opinion, just knowing the history of these people and how they operate. Because the so-called black community, the young generation, isn't as empathetic and sympathetic to their cause as they would like them to be. Especially everything that's coming up with the Hebrew Israelites and the truth being spoken and coming out. Because this is all to suppress the Israelites, all right? When you read Psalms, the 83rd chapter, right? Matter of fact, let me grab a scripture real quick. Controversy of Zion. All right, so this is Isaiah 34 and 8. All right. It says, for it is the day of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai's vengeance, right? So everything that we see happening right now is culminating in the Lord's vengeance. All right. When you read Joel, the 3rd chapter, it says, when I will begin to turn the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, all right, which meaning that when the Lord begins the process of freeing our people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we in bondage right now. We don't got our own collective land as a race of people because we're all the same race, different tribes. We don't have our collective land, which is over there, what they arguing about. We don't have our collective language, which is Hebrew. We don't have our collective coinage, government, which all of those things we'll have in the kingdom of heaven, because that's what the kingdom of heaven is for. But everything we see right now happening in prophecy is leading up to this. That's why they scrambling. They having these meetings still. It says, for this the day of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua's vengeance and the year of recompenses, all right, for the controversy of Zion. I just want to look up controversy. Riyab, it looked like. For the strife, controversy, dispute. So the strife between Esau, Edom, and Jacob is coming to a close right now. All right. So jump into 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Right. So as we see this world ending, or another word for world in proper context would be age. So as we see this age ending, or this particular rulership ending, what? We see the rise of the Israelite rulership under Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, because it all coincides together. It says, right, okay, that's enough on that. So let's play the video some more.
The problem of Israel is with the young generation of the black community. Black is with the young generation of the black community.
This was an Israeli government official who was saying this, not some low-level operative or some rogue.
So here it is. They over there, so-called, quote unquote, getting bombed to smithereens and blah, 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 this, that, and the third. But we they biggest threat? People with no nation, no leader, no military. But you see, why would we be their biggest threat?
Member of their diplomatic corps. This was a senior member of their administrative government who was saying this on American soil. Their biggest problem wasn't Hamas or Hezbollah or the Palestinian Authority or Syria or even Iran. She said that Israel's biggest problem was young black people in the United States.
Right. And the scripture says we are not, let me get it in this scripture. Second Corinthians 2 and 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So we're not ignorant of the devices of this devil. And one of the things this devil major devices is what? His weaponized media. All right. He been using the media. He can just get on the media and just so-called blame so-called black, Latino, and Native American for things. And that'll just be it. All right. People just take that and run with it. Won't ask no question. All right. Always the scapegoat. The Israelites, always the scapegoat. The Israelites was the scapegoat in ancient Rome. Why wouldn't the Israelites be the scapegoat right now? All right. We are not ignorant of his devices. Look up devices. A mental perception, a thought, a evil purpose, that which thinks the mind, thoughts, or purposes. So we know what's going on in his brain. We know what he's going to do. We know how he's operating. Because the scripture speaks about him. The scriptures tell us what he's going to do. All right. The scripture says what? The accuser of our brethren. I think it's Revelation 12 and 10 says, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power. Yeah, now everything we seeing that's happening right now is immediately precedes the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. It says, and the power of his anointed, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. Right. So you're in the process of being cast down. All right. what's that? 2 Thessalonians 2:8. It says, for then shall that, it might be verse 7 and going on down. 2 Thessalonians, 2nd chapter. It says, for then shall that wicked be revealed. Okay. Matter of fact, let me grab that real quick. Second Thessalonians. Okay, no, I could leave it. I could leave it in this scripture. I'll grab it in this app. Second Thessalonians 2:8. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. Right now. So you're being consumed with the spirit of the Lord's mouth right now. All right, which is what? The words of the Lord, which is the truth, coming out of the mouth of his prophets, telling you what's what, telling you this and that, and the third, so to speak. Right? And this is what's helping to cast you down, this exposure. All right, because everywhere you turn, you're getting exposed. All right, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. So the truth, the spirit of the mouth of the Lord is the truth. You've been consumed by the truth. All right, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So when the Lord come back, this is how it's gonna happen. What precedes the Lord coming back? All right, you being revealed for who you are. All right, and then when the Lord come back, the physical, how can I word this? You'll get the physical punishment. Right now, you're getting the spiritual punishment. All right, which is these words, cutting you. All right, Hebrews 4:12. For the word of the Lord is quick and powerful. All right, and then it's gonna manifest into everything that was written. All right, to bind their kings with chains and nobles, like the Psalms say, etc. All right, but back into the Revelation 12:10. It says, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. Let me see, look up accuser. Categoros. Sometimes when you look up, it was categoreo. Against one in the assembly, a complaint at law. All right, accuser. All right, so they the same way Esau passed laws, all right, directly against Jake to make Jake guilty when Jake not guilty. That's what they do here, all right, when they control about what you think about the truth. Because you got certain Hebrew Israelite camps that sold out and sell out and help forward the ideas and the notions that the devil want the people to think. But the Most High is not mocked. None of that's gonna work. All right, you want to control the narrative. You want to demonize the truth, then make those that speak the truth guilty. Anybody speaking in the truth, you get put into a category. Let you say something that's true. First thing people gonna call you what? Is a sea spirit theorist. That's an example right there. All right. The scripture says what? Oh, was Amos 5:19 or something like that? No, Isaiah 29:21. It says, I'm gonna start at 20. For the terrible one is brought to naught. All right, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off, that make a man an offender for a word. All right. And lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate. So he laying traps for those that teach correctly. All right. What we do when we go out on the highways and byways, we reprove in the gate. So he's just trying to lay traps out there. Like you see with these different groups getting into it with certain protesters. All right. Now that's some sellout type activity. But even then, before that, you see different people harass brothers and harass guys and come up and they try to provoke you, all right, to do something fleshly. That's just one form of his various different traps. Use his media to demonize you, all right, and turn aside the just for a thing of not. Right, so let me see. I'm just curious to see what it say that make it a man an offender for a word. Okay, Hata, to sin, miss the way, go wrong, incur guilt, forfeit. So it seems like incur guilt would be the one. To bring into guilt or condemnation or punishment, right? So you make a man offender, so you make somebody guilty for what they say. You make people, so you gonna make the truth illegal. And you see that's what's happening now on all forms. You look at the alphabet. I wish I knew how to say alphabet in Spanish. But look at the alphabet community. You say simple things like there's only two of this, right? There ain't something that's not fluid. See, look, I even got to be careful how I speak now. Because that's how bad that, the truth is condemned. So if the truth is condemned on that level, how much more on the spiritual level that the men out there on the highways and byways speaking from the Bible? If the Bible not real and if this all is such a fantasy, then why can't it be left alone? All right, because this the only threat. This the only threat to Esau, not the so-called Black Panther movement, not so-called Negroes pooling their financial resource together and all of that either. This the threat. So with that, Lord willing, the spiritual, okay, not physical. All right, because Yahweh Shai said, I see you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. We sheep, like I said, we don't got our own army. We're a spiritual army. All right, we relying on Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai and the angels to guide and protect us. King David said, I will not trust in my bow, but through thy name. All right. What is that? Psalm. Let me see real quick. Psalm 44. Psalm 44 and 5. Through thee will we push down our enemies. Through thy name will we tread them under that rise up against us. For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me. Right, so we don't trust in weaponry, physical weaponry. All right. It says, but thou hast saved us from our enemies and hast put them to shame that hated us. So with that, Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson to the hopeful elect. Call Halayim La Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Kakodash, which is all praises to Yahweh in the name of his son Yahweh Shai. Shalom.